Okay, in our last video we had our diver moving around the screen and he was controlled by the user pressing the arrow keys. Now we'd like to give our diver a background somewhere where he is moving around. So to give him a background we click on Stage and it will give us some backgrounds that we can choose from. Now we might like to import one that's already been made, but for the purposes of this game I think it's quite helpful if we make our own. So if we edit the background, we now have this paint editor. Obviously a diver is going to dive in the sea. Let's choose a nice sea colour. There we are. I've chosen something that's quite light, so I think it's going to be easier to see the character moving around. You can choose whatever you fancy. So a paintbrush now. Let's put some sand on the bottom. So let's get, this is orange. So just on the bottom of the screen, let's make an orange rectangle. There we are. So we've got some sand there. Maybe with the paintbrush, just make that sand a little bit lumpy. So it looks just a little bit more realistic. Sand isn't usually so flat. There we go. Now we'd like to have, I think, some seaweed. So I'm going to choose some dark green. Now I'll undo that because I think that seaweed's a little bit thick for what I'm thinking. So I'll just draw a little bit of seaweed. And we're going to let our diver sort of swim around in this little underwater world. That's probably enough for now. But on this seaweed, wouldn't it be nice if there was some berries? So we can add these berries into the game now. I'm going to say you can make these good things or bad things. I'm going to say these are not good things. Red is a colour of danger. So I'm going to say that these red berries are poisonous and the diver needs to avoid them. So I'm just saying OK. And there's our background. Now we can run our game, and to begin with our diver can swim around, can swim over the seaweed, can swim into the red berries, and that's all fine. But later on I'm going to write a program which allows me to take points off him if he hits a berry. So there we are. We've got our seascape and we've got a diver moving around. In the next video, let's just stop him before he disappears. In the next video we're going to try and put a fish in that the diver can try and catch.